My career journey started when I started to get acquainted with my friends who had done Teach for America in college. And I was studying environmental science, and I was doing a lot of activism, and I was very passionate about environmental justice. That was really what I felt was driving me in my future. If I didn't immediately go into teaching, if I hadn't received that acceptance to Teach for America, which I was super excited about, I would have been, one of those people unraveling banners from bridges, or making sure that, or at the pipeline in North Dakota, making sure that environmental justice issues were really focused on the people that they affect, right? So that was my original trajectory out of college. And then I ended up getting accepted to Teach for America. And I immediately recognized that it was such a powerful opportunity to shape students' lives. I'd always wanted to teach at some point in my career, but I didn't necessarily think it would be immediately out of college. 7 days from graduation, road trip down to Texas, where I joined the Houston core of Teach for America, and I taught at, thank goodness they've now changed the name. It was Lee High School, now it is Wisdom High School, which I think is an apropos name change for a school that brilliantly served a very international population of students that maybe rivaled Queens a little bit. But we had students from all over the world that were either refugees or recent immigrants that came in to have a better opportunity. And we were trying our best to give it to them. The teachers there just inspired me to no end and worked so passionately that I think that's really what continues to drive me to this day. And I stay in touch with them very regularly, actually. One of them, I helped to put some fuel into her school board campaign. She's now on the school board and running for re-election. So it's great to still have that footing in Houston. I taught there for 2 years and made a lot of connections for the school to get a lot of services from nonprofits. For example, there's one that takes underserved students into the outdoors to really focus on leadership and opportunity. And I was able to take students who had never been on a plane except maybe to arrive to Houston, to Yosemite and Glacier National Parks and out to Tahoe to go on these incredible camping trips where we got to really know each other, and it's incredible to see the bonds that can form between teachers and students, and the amount of advice they'll actually listen to you about when you feel really close to one another. So it really taught me a lot about building relationships with students and how important that mentor-student relationship was. So another pivotal opportunity came up, and I was recruited to be a founding teacher at a school in New York City. I kept on visiting this school over and over again, and while I was coming up to see my parents, finally just said, I really want that experience of helping to start a school from scratch, inventing all the programs, making those connections for the school with strong nonprofits. So I taught there for a couple years, and it ended up that one of the nonprofits that I had connected to that school wanted to grow, and I became very passionate about computer science education, and joined that nonprofit, and that's the nonprofit that I lead today, Code Interactive. So I actually started out as a teacher in Code Interactive, in my classroom, running the program, bringing kids to all their events, and I decided that it was so powerful for my students that I needed to spread this to more teachers and more students. So I started a teacher training program within Code Interactive, and the rest is history. Now we train hundreds of teachers across the country every year, and the movement is truly national. And we are very proud to partner with folks that are doing this on a much larger scale and have great resources. And I feel like we're part of a real community of folks who are helping to make a difference in the education world and changing education as we know it.